Good day to you, our viewers. It is 1 year since the passage of Hurricane Beryl. Hurricane Beryl devastated Carriacou, Pichimatnik, and the entire Grenadine chain of islands. It caused some effects to Grenada, mainland Grenada as well. It was on this date, just around now, that we never expected such a catastrophe to take place in our small, beautiful island. And just after the hurricane, about a month after, we were going around interviewing persons, interviewing people about their experience, and we came to Miss Adela, Joseph, and Injin, and Aliyah. And they mentioned leftists. Everyone, of course, knows leftists. Is very much involved in the community. He's a cultural icon. He's into sports as well. So he's around. And they mentioned leftists. He was not home because he was at the NADMA base. And luckily, 1 year after, leftists approved. He confirmed, he agreed to do this interview.
Your Beryl story.
Your Beryl story. Thank you so much for agreeing with this.
It's something that I wanted to do it, but I think now the 1 year anniversary is ideal to kind of reflect on what happened for the past year. And I think it is the most trying and challenging period of my life, my 50 odd years of on this earth. And up to now, I think some of us haven't fully recovered from Beryl. We're still traumatized. Anytime the wind blow heavy, we hear the tarpaulin flapping wherever I told the girl from head making noise. Some of us are still traumatized. And I think there's a day that those of us who experience it would always remember, would take with us to the grave.
I know a lot of people say they don't like hearing the story, they don't want to go back there, but we have to go back there to know where we are going. In order for us to gain confidence in ourselves.
To heal, you must talk about things.
Exactly.
And my Beryl story started the Friday before Beryl, actually. I was on walk, scrolling through Facebook, and I saw a CBS from Barbados news clip about this Hurricane Beryl coming. And it expected to pass 40 miles south of Barbados. As a child growing up, I and my grandfather always say, anytime there's weather in Barbados, Carriacou will be affected. So my interest picked up. Okay. About 3 in the afternoon, when I checked the site again, they say it's going to pass 70 miles south of Barbados. Means it's moving lower down. So I'm like, okay, no. Being part of the NADMA district committee, we get the updates every 3 hours. I wasn't really tracking, so I decided, no, let me track this stuff. When I track it was like 10.1 degrees north. I was like, nah, that is too low for. So we located 12 degrees north, and I was like, that is too low for comfort. So I started tracking. Every 3 hours, there is a new update from the Met Office. Every 3 hours, so it's 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and you're going 2 o'clock. So I keep tracking. I was like, this thing not going not at all. Because the idea is for it to go, to turn. It's not going, that is just 10.1, 10.2.
And then he dropped
and he just stuck around the 10. So and I was like, nah. It's Saturday, I keep monitoring it. And it's 10.6, 10.7. I was like, what the hell is this thing?
Yes.
The Sunday morning I got up, I normally cook on Sunday morning. But I say, this hurricane is going to hit us, because the idea was to hit us early morning of Monday. So I called the secretary at my office and said, listen, what are you doing? She said, well, she's available. I said, well, let's go and put away some of the stuff, the computers, the laptops, the printers in the office. So I went down, I had a vehicle, I drive down, got some garbage back by Dave, gone down in the office. And she was secured. The laptops, computer, the printers, what sort of things in the office that we could put away. Take those water on the ground, rest them on the desk and things, secure. While it was them, Miss Reading, you'd come in and we assist her with taking up. And we packed away some, pack away, put up on top.
That was the same Sunday?
The same Sunday. Sunday morning, about after 8 minutes to 9. While doing that, I got a message from the district committee that we're gonna have a meeting at NADMA for 10 o'clock.
Right.
So I think, remember I drive up the road and your guy was home, moving across by Fabulous there.
Yes.
And we were, when I go, the team was meeting with all the stakeholders, so the health,
Well,
the police, yes, everybody was meeting.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, so we met, discussed what we're going to do, because in the district committee, I'm responsible for the damage analysis and needs assessment. That's after the impact. So I was there, and all the different heads, search and rescue, management, shelter management, the I can't remember any of them now. But all the different divisions that we were there, we met and we discussed.
That was after our meeting.
Yes.
Okay.
So we discussed. So I got home, come back home. The shutters on the windows, I assist. We put them. We had some of the windows have shutters. We put up the shutters. I disconnected the spouting, and about 5 p.m. I went back up to Beryl at the NADMA office. There again we met. We was in the EOC, the conference room, and we was discussing strategy. And the updates are coming in. We were monitoring it. Then the Prime Minister came on. We linked up with Grenada nationally, and we discussing what is happening. And every 3 hours the release came out. Shortly after, the Prime Minister gave an address, and we was following. And that time it was coming across 22 miles an hour, category 4. And I was like,
And they said it might go up to a 5. I remember
and
that.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
While we were there, we got a call. P.S. Williams was there, Jaffa. He got a call. One of the social workers, they went to move some persons in the mangrove, and they refused to move.
Oh, God.
So the caller asking advice. So Javan called the inspector at the station at the time to assist them, to go and assist them to move this way because they were vulnerable and had to be moved. Fortunately, when they got there, the minister had already passed because he came in the afternoon.
Right, from America.
Came in from America, came up with the Coast Guard and started visiting.
Yeah.
He passed there and pleaded with them to move, so they moved. So by the time the social workers and them got there, they had already moved to the shelter at Hillsborough School. And we were in there. We were getting ready. Supplies went out to the different shelters. Remember, one of the generators was giving trouble, so we had to go and move a generator from, I think, my Bogles to bring back at Hillsborough Government School. Myself, Clint, and a few other persons went do that. And we're following tracking. Then just around 1 o'clock, it downgraded to a category 3. And it slowed down to 18 miles an hour. And I was like, that's good, but it's bad. It's good because it's died down to 18 miles an hour, slowing coming across 18 miles an hour. That means you're going to hit us later on, so more in the daylight. But at 18 miles an hour, that means you're going to stay longer over the land. Category 3 is like, so it's good, but it's bad. But we're there. I mean, once it's downgraded to a 3, it's less wind. By when the 2 o'clock update came, it was back up to a category 5, to category 4. And we was, that's not looking good. So the Prime Minister, he wasn't going to give an address after the 2 o'clock update, but at the 5 o'clock, because that time the landfall has moved to about 8 in the morning, after 7 into 8. So I remember after the 5 o'clock update, it back up to Cat 4, moving at 22 miles, it pick up speed again coming across. I remember myself, Andre, Charlo, Police Charlo, Corporal Charles, he was like, Grams, to show this thing go hit us. I said, Charlo, for we to get away, the hurricane had to stop, turn back, and go back to Africa. Because I say if you go north of us, south of us, we're getting hit because the size of the storm, of the hurricane, and where it is, we cannot escape. So we was there. The team, the PS was there, the minister was there, everybody bunkered down. And we keep updating and keeping in touch with the shelters, what's happening in the shelters. There. About 5:30, I remember messaging Della and telling Engine don't go in the office because the storm ain't come as yet.
Right.
Because most people when they expect something yet and it doesn't come and morning come, they feel well.
Yeah.
Oh, they say, guys are kayak, so they're gone.
Yeah. Yes.
So we're there, and then we started getting the winds. Just about 8 after 8.
8? 8 the morning?
Yeah.
In Bel Air, 6 o'clock. And we
But I mean, that was the autobahn, but the strength of the wind started.
Oh, the strong.
The stronger you started coming.
Okay.
Yeah, but since after 6 o'clock, the autobahn started hitting, you get in the autobahn, but as you get closer to the center, the wind gets stronger. So, but after 8, because after 6, we were outside, checking out what happened.
Because when we looked out and we saw the reef out there, it was white out to Pitmatnik.
Yeah, so we think, and then I remember the first message of roof gone. Andrew got a message saying somebody say Kitten house in Hermitage gone. That's the first information we got of roof gone.
Oh my God.
That's after 8. And then he message because he and John and them and say John them roof gone. John James and them.
Wow.
Then he say, but we won't go to that Sylvia house.
Right.
And we there and we calling. I tried calling her here. I ain't getting she. But we did, and that time barely footing.
Yes.
We hearing thing hitting.
So that was like around 10 now?
No, it's like after 9. After 9.
Oh, really?
After 9. We heard the big, if anybody know, because I was in, anybody know the big door at Nadba, the big panel door. That started shaking. That started shaking like he's gonna be bust up in time. We had to take Frankie had to take the forklift, Frankie Joseph, and jam it on the against the gate. And it's after a couple of days after this storm, we realized that the whole motor for that motorized door was shaking up by the force of that wind.
Wow.
A roof from somewhere hit on top of just above it. And I tell somebody if it was a regular building, that roof was coming right in the when it hit the building, it shook the building. So we were there and we was like, what the hell is happening outside there? Same time, there's about 8 air conditioning units set up in the back of the building. Something hit one, and the one it hit is for the conference room.
Oh God.
So we in conference room and it started to get hit. So we had to open up the doors now to get somebody breathe. I went to the warehouse and coming back and I feel this cool breeze. I'm like, what happened there? Then Frankie ball, rope. This thing blew open the electronic door.
What?
It blew open the electronic door. So we get the rope, we had to tie down the door. And we're inside there, battling then. Because everyone I know people know because inside when people know this about me then. When I approached, we came out. Came out, walk around the building, see what damage happened. I'm saying, one of the driver in the ministry, Parry, he lives in Beryl. He came across, see, because you see, living like he's downstairs. His house isn't finished yet, but he's in the downstairs. So he's going to come across and he tell us, well, all who damage come across. So we there, it's also bright and nice, and we observing the damage around, what took place.
Because the sun came out, eh?
Yeah, something was bright and nice. All of a sudden, it started to get dark. So Parry say, go back home. Yes, we say, but come back here. You know that time he come. And he barely went back inside, and the wind came from the other direction.
Oh my God.
And back and all. But during the eye, right, I spoke to Alia, and she told me that the roof home gone, and they were downstairs. So I was, okay, the roof gone, but downstairs. So he was communicating. When the second part of the storm, the tail hit, and part of the time I look at my phone, I saw a missed call from she. And I tried calling she, I didn't realize that time all communication was done. Whatever happened, everything, yeah. Shortly after the eye. I called and I couldn't get her. Irina, that was the most hopeless time. I felt hopeless in my life. Because I know the roof is gone and they're downstairs. I see the missed call, don't know why she was calling me, and now I'm trying to call you and I can't get you back. I don't know what happened. And I'm telling you, I get an instant diarrhea. Honestly, I went to the toilet and for about 10-15 minutes I was there and the instant diarrhea. And I came out and say, I mean the downstairs is relatively safe, so they should be safe.
But
so
still you don't know.
I don't know. And we were there and we're hearing the wind pieces knocking. All of a sudden, somebody see they're smelling gas. Then what happened there when we go, we see something like gas. You know, when gas on water, how it does be coming through the gate. Like, what happened there? Then Frankie and Abednego, they say, by the field, there's a line on the generator that shows where the height of the diesel is. They say, Abednego say, sure is that something hit that and he break it. He bust it. It's a kind of plastic thing. So they had to go out in the storm and seal it, because if the generator goes down, that generator basically done. Because a diesel engine, and once diesel engine run out of gas, it's problem. So they have to go out in the tail of the storm, kicking up, and plug it, get a plastic and a piece of stick and plug it.
Well, in our case at home, that wind was kicking up there. And I started smelling gas, and I started bawling. I'm like, oh my God, the place gonna catch a fire, because I thought with the wind hitting and damages started taking place inside the house now, I thought, okay, well, the wind probably blew the gas bottle out and somewhere inside, and then you catch a fire. Any little spark. I started bawling. And then basically remembered, he was like, no, he buy some gas. So he buy 5-gallon, a 5-gallon bottle of gas, and it had it in the other house, across from us, Duggan and the mouse. So that entire house fell, and the gas bottle just, boy. You inside there, and you just smelling, you seeing the air pressure. How was it for y'all there?
It wasn't bad, because
it was bad?
No, because the building has events.
Okay.
So the pressure was not great inside. So they was able to go. The warehouse have the events, so and the doors between us open, so the pressure cannot go up. So, but so it wasn't bad in there. Because the building is built to sustain a category 5, because built by US engineers. So it's built to sustain. I mean, there were the main gate, that was the weak point, that and the electronic gates, but they were saying
so how did you get through with Ali and your mommy and them now?
Well, we came out before the all clear, right? As the winds are dying down, we came out, look around the building, realize nothing happened to the building, but realize right or wrong from where we're sitting. So the minister say, let's go to the hospital. You want to go to the hospital to see what's happening there. So we head out. As we reached in the junction, Beryl Cross, we met Nigel Wilson, officer. He was stationed at the thing. He came down. He said they had one patient there. The patient is fine. He said the hospital lost his roof, but everybody is okay up there. So he came down, but he said he wants to go to the home. This is what happened at the home, but there is one of the dish from all the antennas is blocking the road. He said there was 2, the small one he moved it, but the big one he helped. So we myself, him, the minister, a few of us walked up there while the other guys started cutting with chains and things. We went up there, canned that thing out of the road, went by the hospital, and while we there, you see, let's go. So we got myself, Nigel, then the driver Boris and Kwesi walked to the hospital. So 2 of us, we decided we're heading for the home. We had 2 cutlass, and we were going. Yeah, it worked. It worked. I tell you, we cleared the road.
Because Minister met us in Bel Air.
Yeah.
And then Nigel met Denzel with us walking down to Bel Air.
Then we came back from the home.
And then Nigel walked down Bel Air Road with us and tell Denzel to get the machine, try to get the machine, because they want to get to the home.
We actually walked to the home.
Okay.
We cleared.
But I guess maybe vehicle access he was speaking about.
No, the vehicle, the hospital van was driving behind us. Me, Nigel and Kwesi was clearing, chopping what we could chop, pull what we could pull. And we going someplace where the line across. We had to leave the line for the vehicle pass. When we reaching machine now, like all the houses are roof, anything ended up in machine. So we had to, the driver had to stop and come out and move Galvay to the side of the road to get to the home. When we got to the home, now, from the front of the building, it looked good. Everything looked fine. But basically such a rescue training that we did, they tell you don't go into a building as that you do right now. So as we started growing, we realized the Catholic Church, half of the Catholic Church was in the home yard. So we go to the back, realize that wing where house the kitchen, that whole area, that whole roof is gone. But on the other side, where the residents are, it's still. So we went inside, and as we go in, all the glass was smashed, and about 2 inches of water in the floor. So we go, we see somebody here. See where the residents, they sit there in the bathroom, another room in the corner. So we went in there, and they were huddled up inside there. And they said they had 14 residents plus staff who was there. They were in there, and it's water. And we was like, we can't stay here. We're trying to get them out. Get them out. So from Top Hill, when you look down Bishop's College looked intact. Hillsborough Secondary looked intact. So we decide, let's see how we can get clear today so we can move them. Man, so we went back to Bel Air. When we got there, we realized you couldn't go down from Bel Air across the regular road because the container was in the road. The exit road, like every 2 feet a big tree in the road, because all the trees on the top fell down the road.
I think that is what Nigel spoke to Denzel about, clearing Bel Air Road to get them down to town.
Yes.
And not to top it. Okay.
So that way, the easiest way was to Belvedere. And that time Sherman them had already gone that side. 16, somebody walking here, they say you have a landslide. So we decided we cut in. So myself, the PS, and G, we met Sherman them, and we sat, and because they was in front ahead.
Because so Dan had to come out.
Yes.
Come down to,
So we cut in, going to Belvedere to get to town.
Right.
And we cut in, there were 3 chainsaws, cutlass, and everybody's chopping. When we reach in Belvedere Cross, we meet Minister Andrew and Corporal Charles, just coming from Dover, because they left walking.
Yes.
And they tell us there's a death in Dover. That's when we found out the guy the house fell on the guy in Dover. So they're trying to get to town so they can get the police to come and take. So we headed out, continue going. When we reach in Cherry Hill Junction, down Bogles, Cherry Hill, we decided let's go down Bogles. So we can pass through Bogles and see what's happening in Bogles, because the Bogles, somebody mentioned to us that the Bogles Community Center is up. It wasn't damaged. But then when we live going down Bogles now, they tell us we can't park because there's 2 telephone posts across it. And we still went down. When we go there, we saw the telephone post slide across, but the problem was the stay. We might have been able to move the post, but the stay, we didn't have to cut that stay. So we had to go back. When we go back now, we started cutting Cherry Hill. While we going down Cherry Hill, a group from Bogles was cutting coming up. We met just a little bit by big squamming a day. So we tell them how Bogles do. They say, well, we can't go to Bogles because a big time tree fall across the road as we leave Quick Sunday.
And then y'all couldn't go into Seaview as well, because just around now, as the biggest tree on the ground there.
Well, we decided we're going up Quicksand. So we go up Quicksand and we start cutting. We just waiting for the vehicle to pass, because the PS vehicle was there, was driving, and the PS and Jeff was using chainsaw. When we park away, come out, that time we started to get darker, so the vehicle light is on, chop, and we're going. While we're going up, just before we reach Coolidge Junction, we met a young boy come down. He laugh. He say, "I go meet it up down in Seaview."
Yeah.
No, but we going because and that time my aim is to get to church. My aim is to get to know what happened with my family.
Right.
You know, and we go. When we reach just over where the minister lives at the moment, a big tamarind tree in the road, and we was like, "Damn!" Because one of the chains started to get trouble. We was like, "Nah, boy, this thing look like it go clear." Same time, another vehicle came and they had a bigger chainsaw, so we got an engine. We started cutting again. Then we heard a machine. Bug came with that machine.
Yes.
So while they're cutting, he pushing. So
we got at the same time. So we and Maxwell went up Bel Air, and I think Bug had down Seaview.
So Bug
and then
started pushing.
Yes.
And we going. So we pushing there, going down there, go down. Next time I tree down the road, push it out by Green Roof. Another time I tree the road, push it out. But when we swing to go up, even though we see the mahogany tree in the road, the piece of container in the road, Bacchanal. Well, it took about a half an hour to kind of clear, a drivable part to clear it. And we head up. When we reached to walk out by the wreck, we realized all them telephone posts laying a day. So we just go straight across the triangle. And that was kind of clear because I guess the Bosiju person people would have kind of cleared it. And when we head down Bosiju, it was cleared.
Yeah, because we passed it with the truck.
There was a tamarind tree down by the pond. Tamarind tree fell, so we had to go through the track to go across by Bishop's College. Again by Bishop's College, and there was pole with lines. We had to navigate through the poles and line. Reaching by Brango Bridge, we decided to go Kako, go through Prospect Hall, and go down Bredney. Again, when we reach just as we start to go down by where Lester Philip lived, the house is there. There was a big tree there fall along the road. Because Susan them told us about it, but they said they didn't have a chainsaw, so we had the chainsaw, so we cut it up and we head down. Head it down and we going. When we reaching Bromsey Cross, we realize, in my Baptist Cross, we realize the time my tree they fall. Clean, we go and we start going. Got to the junction to Makane. PSA is good to see what's happening home, so he left us, gone down and we gone up. Clean. When we reach just to the top of the hill, after I passed by Lazarus there, the big mango tree in the road. I tell Andrew them, I say, listen, bring the van down back for PS. You come back and meet all along the by time we frame down there. I'm going home. And I shake out.
Foot. Foot. Don't let me know. Basically leave belly balling. You know what happened to your mother, you know what happened to your children. You leave belly balling. Foot. You say foot, so, don't let me know.
So I got home. When I get in the cross, and thinking both through the trackers normal.
Right. Oh, you can pass through.
The first pack of the tracker was good because the place had cleared. Man, when I reached through the bushes, it took me about 20 minutes to get through that place. You know, I got in the yard and I called, hey, they answered, Dylan, everybody. I was like,
I was relieved.
Everybody's there. So I come in, I got home, I got in the yard about after 10 minutes to 11. So I got home, we sit down chatting, and they tell me what happened. They tell me about she pata rice tea.
Right.
We were chatting and Alia, because Della, Alia, Injin,
and
Katanya, and Araya. They're in there. We asked her, I said, anybody when I check Miss Ruby? She said no. I said, well, I can't go and think of Miss Ruby because Miss Ruby is home. She's not very mobile because her legs not as mobile. So my mom has went and moved her to the downstairs. So she has her downstairs. So we moved her in. So I said, well, let's go. Up the road. Got by Shane. Call. I realized part of the house is gone, part of the roof is gone. When I called, she answered. I said, you're good? She said, yeah, she there. I said, well,
thank God.
I said, open the door for me. So she went and she tried opening. She said, she can't open it, you know. I can't open the door. I said, what happened? She said, she knows. I said, well, open the window. She was a little 3x2 window. I squeezed in, got in. I got in. The door can't open. The door is jammed. Because she have a door for the bedroom and a door to the to go out to the main door. And I went back out, got up inside 2x4 and I started pounding the door. Because that time he had about 2 inches of water in downstairs there. When I hit the door, about third hit flash, it flew open. I realized when the door span got stuck under the door with the water, it wedged it. So we was like, damn. So we said, she asked me what happened. I tell you, well, the part of the roof gone upstairs there, and she just said, our roof gone. So we were chatting now. When about a half an hour, 45 minutes, she just chatting, come back home, me and Della, we were chatting. I probably dozed off about probably 1, 2 o'clock. By 5 in the morning, I was up. I got up, I came out, I watched around, took a few pictures of the place, walk around the house, took a few pictures. And I said, let me go upstairs. When I go upstairs and I watch inside the house, I just came back out. Went inside, watched inside the house, and I was like,
can't face it.
Went in all the rooms. But it's not just can't face it. You don't know where to start. You don't know where to because everything just scattered. You don't know where to start, even to pick up clothes, to move these, everything just scattered. So I just came back out. The overhead tank, I had filled it up, the water, but the pipe got broken, so the water let us. I got a barrel. I opened the cistern, got a barrel, blue barrel. Get a rope pan, and I just full up a blue barrel of water because see, nothing else to do. I just full the water, and we were there. So for the day we were trying, I tell you honestly that a few hours home, I was home, but like I couldn't function. I couldn't. You don't know what to do. The place is like is destroyed, but you don't know what to touch first.
Right.
You can touch, move. I don't know.
And then now you have to navigate and decide, okay, well, what's happening at home? Which one is more important? Whether I stay at home or whether I go back into NADMA. And you're still with NADMA. So that time after the hurricane, how did things go?
So I tell them here then I remember I think and with the cleaning I said long they let them got something to eat. And kind of thing I said because we can't really clean up because it just so we was there saying, well, I gotta go back to NADMA. So we went back, I went back out. When I went back out, I met Miss Dates and a team came in the housing authority. They was checking out the Chinese housing. So when I crossed with them they tell me, well, stay there for a while. They're gonna send somebody to come and thing, and then you go. While I was there, they went up. So I said, Miss, did you want to go and see your shop and thing? Yes, she no. She want to see that too.
Because I guess by then she don't fall.
Yeah, she don't fall and they lose out everything. So we went. I left there about after 4, and I started walking down. I started heading to Beryl. When I got into Brunswick, I saw a Bendigo coming down. See, a boat came with some supplies, so they're gonna pick up some. They got with a trip ready, but they're going back down. So I said, well, let me go with you guys. Jump on the van, we go. While we're going down, we met VJ coming up with a van, he alone, with stuff by the stadium. So Bendigo told me, I'll go with him. So I come up, when I got in at the warehouse in Beryl, EOC. The warehouse, they had dropped off like about 2 or 3 loads and things, and everyone was just scattered. And my experience in warehouse means I just started packing. And there's about, it's around 5 in the afternoon.
Okay.
And I remember when I checked my time, it was after 11.
Wow.
We were just
so that
there.
was the Tuesday.
That's the Tuesday. The Tuesday.
So that time people started coming in for assistance.
People started coming in the same morning, afternoon after Beryl. A lot of people some of the people in the area who house on the shore came in for shelter
right.
at the EOC. And the Tuesday, when I got back, there were some other people in the area. And persons started coming for water and whatever food, because there's clothes, thing. So whatever we did, we give out a few things, because that by the time the thing got settled in, it was late. I remember we finished about after 11, and we had a meeting, because Sylvan McIntyre and the team from Greener came to the Carrico, so we had to meet to strategize how we're going forward. And I remembered when the meeting finished, it was 2:30. 2:30 in the morning we finished, and me and Andre, we sat down on a chair. I don't have chair in the EOC. And we was chat till about 5 in the morning.
What?
Yeah, because you were just talking, you know?
Yes.
The morning we got up again, back at it, that time, most suppliers had come in, so we started to rearrange certain things, because they have a racking system, so I tried racking some of the things that could rack, but you ain't making sense racking anything because they're going to be going out.
Yes.
You know? Tarpaulin, water, there were milk, so we started packaging. And you probably know we had some supplies, but we're not in the back. And all of a sudden, you watch outside and see full of people. So people come in, supplies come in, so we had to know, why are we saying out thing, receiving thing?
How did that go though?
Man, it was hectic. It was chaotic at first, because people come in, they're desperate, they want things so. And you're trying to tell people, calm down, wait, but everybody thinking, they want it now. So it was real chaotic. And it was stressful, because remember, they're coming and make noise at we, but my home is also damaged. My family is home alone, don't know what is happening, and I'm here trying to trying to have patience to tell people, calm down, we're going to try to get to it, somebody's going to get something. So we started doing that, and for the next few days it was like that. People come in whole day, every day. And then we started decentralizing something from there. Then the idea was to set up at the port. They started setting up at the port. And believe it, at that time, I was just going from Beryl, home, Beryl, home. I didn't see no other part of Carrico. I don't know what happened. I saw 6 Road, Brunswick, 2 Hillsborough, Beryl. That's all I saw. I didn't see any other place.
For how long? The
first time I saw the south side was about 2 weeks after Beryl.
Wow.
A day I came home my afternoon, and before I go back up, let me pass to the south, and see what happens. I drive down to Belmont, and I was like, and seeing what happened. 1 year after, I haven't gone to Pitmatic yet. I haven't seen Pitmatic.
So you didn't see around the island in the bad state?
No.
Like
I tell you, I actually, because what happened after the first night, the Tuesday night in Bel Air, I decided, because the team from Greener came up the damage and the assessment team. I remember during the before this impact, I had called the persons who were trained in damage and needs assessment here, and asked them if they were able to come out. And I remember most of them say yes. One guy in particular tell me, say, if his house is standing, he's gonna assist.
Okay.
But at that time, everybody's house is down, so you didn't expect people to leave to go out and assess. So a team from Grenada came up to do the assessment. So they were staying at the EOC. So I decided, listen, I'm gonna come home. So I'm like getting home like 2 in the morning.
Yeah, and back.
1, 2 o'clock, and by 6 in the morning, because I have briefing 6:30, I'm back up at Beryl. And after that, for the first 2 weeks, so it was.
Yeah.
You know?
So
Because after things kind of settled down, we started meeting for 8 o'clock. So, but it was really hectic that first 2 weeks, especially reaching persons, because there were some areas. Remember, about 2 weeks after, they tell us that Kobe is still locked out. There's a couple of states down is in Newland. Somewhere there was still blocked in.
Yes.
You know, you're communicating with them, but you could walk to go to them, but they couldn't drive through.
Yes.
And you know, and you're hearing these kind of stories and persons who are there, some of the older folks who by themselves wasn't getting supplies. So we had to and that's where these smaller vans come in. And I remember individuals came with their personal vehicles and to try to get into these inner roads.
Diabetics, people who are hypertensive and
some
needing the medication.
They started people started coming for generators. One tarpaulin. I mean I remember
because I remember people were saying again, like the diabetics, the medication, but the insulin had to be cool. It was a lot.
It was. I remember, for example, a lady came in and she wanted a generator. At the time, I tell you, the only generator we have are 110 generators. So you would have to have. We can give you the generator, but you have to have a one. She said, no problem. My friend is an electrician. They will set it up. I said, sure, yeah. Half an hour after she come back, generator can't be. It's a 110 generator.
Yes.
And while she's saying that, somebody else take it. Somebody say, well, my fridge and thing home is 110, so they're gone home.
There's a lot going on, and during those time again, well, I remember putting out a post saying, if you know you have family in Carriacou, especially elderly family, and they live by themselves, try to come home. And then another thing again, well, Osprey wasn't taking people, so it was falling.
You wasn't taking people just
passage, right? So it was a lot going on. It was hectic. And that's something that we would ever want to see. Never ever again in our lives.
But I think if it do happen again, we are in a better place because. Honestly, I mean, I experienced Emily, and I wouldn't compare this with Emily with Beryl. But the thing is, as somebody who was trained in disaster management, in different aspects of disaster management with NADMAC, I know we would have been impacted. I know it could have been a lot of damage, but not in my wildest dream I expect this level of destruction.
I keep saying that.
And I told somebody up to this last week, if this storm Beryl had stayed over Carriacou for half an hour more, no building would have been left standing in Carriacou. None. If Beryl had actually hit in the night as it was expected, the death toll would have been devastating.
And that's why I keep saying we have to be thankful.
Very
to God
thankful because we had
most important.
We had four persons that who was directly as a result of the storm. Shortly after Beryl, and I remember the first meeting, Sylvan McIntyre said that he said, we're going to have a lot of deaths after the storm. People die, a lot of people, the older folks, stress, the stress of that. And the morning after the Tuesday morning, we had the first death. The side person was that they had 4 deaths directly as the impact of the storm. But the morning after the storm,
I remember I went to this man's house and his daughter came from abroad and we were trying to get him to leave the house because he's a diabetic. And he said he's not going. And she's saying, Daddy, leave everything and go. He said he can't leave his house and go. And the wife went and she's begging, and I was there and other people were begging him. And within no time he died. A lot of people didn't want to.
The stress.
But some of them were still in shock.
I mean, me, like I say, we experienced it. We had training in, and we saw videos in so many trainings what to expect in a disaster. But Seeing the video and experiencing this thing on the ground, it's completely different because I'm telling you, I see a 40-foot container from one side of a hill and up on the other side. And I was like, how did that happen? How does this thing get here? And the strange thing is now, when you watch the area, the trees wasn't really broken down to say, well, so that actually left the air and landed in the road.
Yep.
10 more feet, and if it would have fallen on the house.
Yes. Well, the one that fell and
Dover's full again. I remember my cousin telling me, Kishon, he was there. And he said, here it is coming across it.
Yeah.
When people say, this content coming, it's like, what's happening here?
Yeah. Because mind you, outside got a bit dark too. Yeah, man. That Beryl, she make outside get dark, and she just walk.
While the storm was coming, it was dark. Also, it was dark. Yeah. And it was an experience that I think those of us who survive it and experience would never want to. A friend tell me, Karen tell me, see, if you get a hurricane, see, from here, hurricane, you live in Karen.
Yeah, a lot of people saying that. A lot of people.
I mean, I keep saying, so if all of us go, those people that could go, what's going to happen to those the vulnerable ones? Yeah, a lot of people. So yes, it's a frightening thing, but at this again, if we care about our fellow human beings, our fellow, especially our senior citizens who can go, who can move, they can go. We have to stay to help them.
Yeah,
you know, so all of us can go. Remember after the storm, after the hurricane, when the decision was made to transfer the person from the home and some of the LOs to Grenada. Somebody said, why you put them before? But that was the best thing at the time. Because we were in a situation where we didn't have adequate accommodation for them. We didn't have adequate
no electricity, no connection.
so it was best to move them to an area where it's more comfortable and conducive for their survival. Because imagine you have 14 no, you're not been 14 now, but 14 that was there at the time, and then other persons whose homes would have been destroyed would have getting there. So you have 20-30 persons. You have electricity for them. They didn't have proper water, because most of the time water was scarce, because most of the systems were compromised, because some people didn't remove their spouting. Some of them, the actual system had water, but it was dirty. And so it was a good decision. I mean, looking back, I think what we have to look at going forward is that places like the homes, I think there was probably an oversight. There was no like security force, for example. I know the Corporal Charles was at the NADMA EOC. Nigel and Buswin. Michelle was at the hospital, but I think nobody was at the home. So I think going forward, so we have to look at the places as the home, have an officer station there or something. Not to us, because these people are very vulnerable and they're not able on their own. So it was
it was a learning experience as well, and a way for us to unite and realize the potential in us and how resilient we can be as a people. So thank you very much. I think you said a lot. Thank you very much. Finally, after 1 year, you're giving your Hurricane Beryl story.
I mean, it was an experience that I will never forget. And like I say, I'm pre we ever get something, another hurricane in my lifetime. But if we do, I guess like I say, you do what you have to do, because as human beings, survival is a must. We must survive. And let's say when something is threatening you, is there a fight or flight? And I can't run. I can't run. So
all right, thank you very much again, and thank you to you, our viewers, and to those of you who are out there and want to share your story as well. You can do the same. It is the week of Hurricane Beryl, 1 year after. Thank you very much again for viewing, and you take care. Bye.